Okay, so here's a little change of pace, nice little easy section, average value of a function. So clearly you guys know how to find averages, right? If I give you your 10 quiz scores and I ask you for your average, you add them up and divide by 10. So same basic idea here, but how do you find, let's say, something like the average temperature in a day where there's an infinite number of time intervals? Well, basically it's the same concept, right? You add them up and divide by how many you have. It's the same with the average value of a function, right? If I have a function and my function starts here and kind of goes up and then goes down, how do I find the average value of this amount here? Well, I add it up and divide by the size of the interval, which you're familiar with, right? Adding it up would be finding the integral. That's the whole area. And then just divide it by b minus a. Okay, that's how you do the average value of a function. So the average is, this is the equivalent of adding up the test scores, and then this is the equivalent of dividing by how many you have. So if I want to find the average value of y equal 1 plus x squared on this interval, I simply integrate it on the interval and then divide by 1 over 3, which is this, 3 being the length of the interval, which gives me 2, which really means what exactly? So if we were to graph this from minus 1 to 2 very quickly, minus 1, 1, and 2. So at minus 1 it's 2. Clearly at 0 it's 1. At 1 it's back up to 2, and then at 2 it's all the way up to 5, right? So it looks something like this. And so all we're saying is that if the average value is 2, if we were to take a look at this line here, the area under the curve is the exact same as the area of the dotted rectangle, right? If you get 7, 9, 10, 10, various number of quizzes, and you find that your average is an 8, it's the same as getting an 8 on every quiz. So this gives us the mean value theorem for integrals, okay, not the one that we covered before. It's very similar, though. It just basically says that somewhere it has to take its average, right? So somewhere there has to be a c such that this average is equal to that c. Okay? In other words, the integral's the same as the box. So over here, our average was 2, so there should be at least one spot where the function is 2, and there is right there and right there. Okay. So this is a pretty straightforward section. Again, straightforward, finding the average value. So integrate this from 1 to 6 and then divide by 5, and similar kind of thing on the homework. All right. This one you might have to think about a little bit more.